Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where we are currently planning on attacking the German Empire again over here, as we did previously. But their manpower, I want to let that drop down and let their overall numbers drop a little bit. So we're going to proceed forward here, and we're going to keep an eye on this number. We definitely want to see that come down, and we should be... this is mediocre. Oh, this is completely frozen. Okay, it was just the timer that was frozen. The rest of the game wasn't. We're all good. I do want to make sure that... What was I even talking about? Oil, I think? We were talking about oil, right? I believe so. We did finish up this infantry division, and we'll move it on out. Cool. Did we finish any others? No, we did not. Okay, that's just fine. So we're going to launch this invasion, eventually. The question is exactly when. Now, this is popping up again. He's already an advisor. Can only be unlocked by gaining experience or by events. Yeah, so I think there's nothing available for him to take. That's my theory, anyway. Okay, so we're going to take on forward here. Our manpower is what it is. And it is sad. But if we can take over a significant chunk of India, that would be amazing. It looks like they've brought reinforcements, or rather they're garrisoning this spot again. That's reasonably fine. That's to be expected. Their manpower is definitely dropping. 100%. There's no doubt about it. So we're going to continue doing some researches over here. May as well get Scout Plane 1 done. How are we looking over here navally? Okay, their navy is back. For now, anyway. So we're going to have to look for a similar opportunity, I think, as we had before. We'll keep an eye on that. But we're not ready to launch an attack. Okay, now it's completely frozen. Okay. We're good now, I guess. There's definitely stuff going on up here. Oh, wow. Definitely stuff going on up here. The US is having some logistical issues with pushing further. But I think Germany is too. Yes, they are. Cool. So we're not ready to launch this attack, right? That's not a thing that we can do at this moment. We're currently lacking a little bit of rubber. I think that's okay. We'll leave that be. We're working on our constructions here. For the time being, that seems fine as well. The question is, will we actually be able to land here? I don't know the answer to that. We'll find out. But we're not ready to launch this yet, that's for sure. We certainly want the German manpower to hit 0, or close to it. They're regenerating a good amount. Can we look at a graph of their manpower? That would be nice. I don't believe we can. That's their deployed army manpower there. That's all well and good. I want some other nations to hopefully do some work over here. That would be awfully nice. Improved armored car has finished up. At this point, Germany can just pull people from this front line over to us and do a lot of damage to us. There's no doubt about that. So this invasion is quite dangerous. Like, we saw how it went last time. And I'd like it to play out a little bit differently this time. I'm wondering what exactly level this naval base is on. Level 1. Yeah, not great. Not great at all there. Really, is the US doing much damage to them in terms of manpower? Yes, they absolutely are. They've dropped like 100,000 since we've watched this. We don't know how much they're regenerating. I have it in my head that it's like 100,000 that they're regenerating per month. Something along those lines. They're definitely losing more than 100,000 per month. There's no doubt about that. We can try to call the Republic of Indonesia. I don't think they'll accept. We can try. Yeah, they're not into it. I didn't think they would be. So that's fine for now. We could request garrison support, but they don't have the manpower to give it to us. That's interesting. They have a lot of deployed troops. Okay, their manpower is quite low. Good to know. Let's check in on the naval situation in the Bay of Bengal. As soon as the game ticks here. There we go. Yeah, so we don't have the capacity to attack at this moment. It's not possible for it to happen. We'll have to find another... Oh, hello, nuke. We'll have to find another opportunity later on. Okay. Well, that tells us that they're making... It's 4 April right now. They're making something along the lines of 70,000. They're definitely losing more than they're making. That's guaranteed. But it's not by a huge margin here. That's what's interesting. It's not by a huge margin. They're very slowly drifting downward. 81 enemy ships, huh? Well, we'll see if we can find another opportunity like we did before. We're still not really prepared. I would like to have those 2 extra units of Marines, and, I mean, our manpower is a problem, but we have been just filling these up periodically, somehow. That's been happening this whole game, and yeah, it looks like that's happened again here. So, that's fine. The Avro Lincoln is done. We will have these finished training 9 July. Cool. So we're going to grab, I think... Ooh, that did not go where I thought it was going to go. We're going to grab the Valiant, the jet strategic bomber. Cool. There we go. We'll get that underway. And at this point, we're largely just waiting for an opportunity, right? Naval supremacy here is currently 32. So they pulled some ships out of here. I wonder if they're planning on pulling more out. Not currently. And I would like to look at what we've got going on in the air over here. Yeah, this is all fine. I wanted to check in. I think we have to... What's our Air Force doing here? Because we have our carriers here. Yes, this airbase here. Okay. They are not doing anything right now. So I want to make sure that our naval bombers are currently on naval strike. None of the air wings can be assigned here. Okay. I want our fighters here to be assigned to air superiority. Okay. I'm not sure how to do this. They're on the carrier right now. Okay, we could definitely bump this up to 38. That's something we can do. Currently frozen again. Okay. Is it because of the mission that our carriers are on? That's a possibility. We're currently on convoy escort here, and we've got one carrier here. I'm going to choose these guys, and we're going to put them onto strike force instead. So they should enter this naval base. 4 wings are stationed on a carrier on a mission. So I guess they must automatically assist with the mission? I'm guessing. What if we remove the mission? Yes, if we remove the mission, then we can have these guys go on air superiority, but we can't perform missions while the carrier is docked in a port. So then if we put it out on patrol, these are then on a mission, on a carrier mission. Okay, so they must automatically assist with that mission. That's the only thing I can imagine is going on here. That's not particularly intuitive, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going on there. Cool. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and research the Wellington. We're just researching stuff largely at random to get it done now. Let's check in on our naval situation here as soon as the autosave is done. We're 32%. Okay. Well, we're keeping an eye out for that opportunity that we spoke of. If they leave the area, we'll launch another invasion. I want to check in on Germany's manpower right now. Okay, they're holding about firm at this moment. Good to know. How's our compliance going down in New Zealand? Okay. Our resistance target is 19. And our compliance is growing nicely. Up here, our resistance target is 18. Beautiful. Okay, so that's dropping, and our compliance is growing. So this will be very, very good for us. Helping out our local non-core manpower a little bit. We did finish up this armored division, which will move out over to one of our defense forces for the time being. Checking in on Germany again. That's a solid drop from last time we checked. That's a drop of like 50k. Fantastic. One of our agents was apprehended by German intelligence. Okay. Honestly, I'm fine with just building this intel network, so maybe we should quiet the intel network here. Not a suitable state to start the mission. Okay, there we go. Yeah, quiet that intel network. So we're just maintaining it. That's all we were doing anyway. This guy will be killed if we don't rescue him, and that's probably fine. I just want to maintain our intel network for the time being. So we do require some rubber. It's okay for now, though. No major issues there. They've pulled out a couple more ships here. Cool. I'm just looking at our trade routes here right now. But we already know what trade route is going to go into Orissa, right? We know that. So that's fine. There's a whole lot of Germans over here. One thing I'd really like is to start getting a small wing of jet strategic bombers. I don't think we have the tech for it yet. That's the Vickers Valiant. So yeah, we need a little bit more for our jet strategic bombers. But I'd like to get a small group of like, I don't know, 10 or 15 of them. It doesn't have to be many. Something like 10 or 15 should do. How many troops do we need for our reinforcements here? Quite a lot is the answer. Okay. Because I'm just thinking about manpower requirements once we do end up doing that. How much of that is in our Navy right now? A decent amount. We have insufficient manpower for our carriers here. And I don't know how many are currently allocated to it, if any. And we have the same going on for our sub. So that's reasonably fine. We can continue to work on paratroopers too. But I'd like to like drop a nuke here periodically, you know, like something like that. Anywhere where they have these large concentrations of troops. That would be very nice to do. That said, having nuke coverage over here would be good too. American naval bases, or rather air bases out here, kind of don't exist, so we might have to do that from carriers. Which is certainly not ideal. That is certainly not ideal. 62 ships up here now. Okay. So I want to essentially duplicate this This is technically supposed to have 5 destroyers. So we're going to modify this to have 2 carriers, 3 heavy cruisers. Honestly, we can have just the 3 light cruisers as well. Something kind of like this. Oh, we don't have any battleships here. That would help. So 3 battleships, 4 heavy and light cruisers for now, and then 5 destroyers, 6 submarines. Okay, we'll do that. Fantastic. Of course, we still need more battleships here. I would ultimately like to get this to properly work with the destroyers. We never were able to actually do that, but maybe it would work now. Okay. We can try to merge these together. I'm not sure that that did anything. In fact, I'm quite certain it didn't. Where did those ships go? They're here. They're currently repairing. Okay. So, we need to get this task force composition set up correctly. So, carriers. We need battleships. We need light cruisers. And submarines. Okay. We'll bring this down to 6. Or actually, it was 5. Like that. Okay. In theory, that should be fine. In theory. We're getting those repairs done. We do want to automatic split off. There we go. Cool. Wait, we have 100% naval supremacy here right now. They left again. Do we launch this now, or do we wait until these guys are here? 16 days. Let's check in on Germany. They have a good chunk of manpower right now. Right at the beginning of the month is kind of the worst time for us to do that, I think. Because they'll have just gotten their manpower replenishment. So we're going to wait. We may end up missing this window, and if we do, that's okay. But I think we're going to hold off and attack later. If we miss this attack window, that's fine. I'm going to back off a bit on our carrier fighter production. Something more like this. That'll do. Cool. We also need more rubber, of course. But for the time being, I think that's reasonably okay. We could do an industrial land appropriation. And I think that's acceptable, because I'd like to build a synthetic refinery. There we go. We'll get that underway. That will help our oil and our rubber. So that should be useful. Yeah, they've completely left here right now. I want to make sure that these guys... they're currently repairing. Yeah, we'll let them repair for the... Actually, yes, abort that task. Get back out there, and these guys will be repairing, and then they'll get sorted back in later on. Cool. So that should be fine for the moment. In theory. So we're still at 100% naval supremacy here. We don't really know what they've got up here, but we do see a number of troops down this way. We should be expecting that they are definitely going to be ready to do something here. Okay, both of our marine divisions are done. We'll move them into position, but they should definitely be expecting us to make a move over here. Let's check in on the American manpower situation. They're just fine. No problems whatsoever there. With Germany, they're back down to 153. They're going to get a bump here. I'm going to keep an eye on it. 146, 142, 134, 132. So they're losing about 2,000 per day. And then they're gaining 100,000. Okay. That's not ideal. That is definitely not ideal. So, are these guys in position yet? No, they're on their way. So if that's the case, then they're actually slightly positive, but I don't think they're actually losing 2,000 per day. They lost 2,000 there. They gained some. But then they lost 20,000. Okay, they're just... Our estimate is fluctuating a lot. We don't have exact numbers here. But I don't think that... I think their units are getting steadily weaker over time. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening here. So we're going to grab ourselves Mountain Infantry 2. We're just waiting on these guys' arrival, and then they'll get their organization built back up. Okay, our naval supremacy has dropped back down. These guys are still repairing. Okay. We don't have any destroyers assigned here. Well, we'll let them finish their repairs. And then we'll see what happens with that. Ah, our naval supremacy is back to being high enough now. So it seems like they're struggling to control enough naval areas that they can't really afford this. Well, this is awkward. That said, we have ships here. I want to view this battle. Oh, okay, right here. Cool. So we're out of there. We did lose a convoy, but it's not the end of the world. We didn't lose our unit. That's what really matters. So we're going to prepare for this invasion here, and we will relaunch it as soon as we can. We have 89% naval supremacy here. They're hitting us again here, which is rude. Okay, but we're making it in. They'll arrive there right about now. And now we're just waiting for the organization to come up a little bit. We did find their subs, but they're just going to disengage. Cool. $89.2. Should be fine. So our organization has come up nicely here. I think we're going to go ahead and launch this. And let's see if we can get ourselves any ground over here. We'll probably be kicked out again, is my guess. But let's go. We're launching right on the month tick, which is kind of when they're strongest, but also that'll buy some time here for the Americans to bring down their troop count, hopefully. I think it is dropping ever so slightly. So we see a good number of troops over here. And their subs are right here, which is rude. But we're going to invade over here with, looks like primarily just this force. I think they're undefended again. Yeah, these guys were attacked by the subs, but they appear to be okay. Ish. It's not undefended. And the subs are up here. Very rude. Large ships on low strength. I mean, sure, they should automatically split off for repair, right? Yeah. That's what they should do. Okay, so we have this location now. Now, to get our supplies going here, we really do want to get the entire state. But we're going to look for a more defensible offensive line this time, which is this side of the river, taking the mountains, and this side of the river. There we go. That's what we're going to look to take. Cool. So there we go. And we'll push out to here as well, probably. But this will be a much more defensible front line. The next thing that we want to do is we want to immediately begin upgrading this naval base, most likely. Let's take a look at our supplies here. There's a railway bottleneck that we can't do anything about. From Canberra to Melbourne. Okay. We can do literally nothing about that. Now, I guarantee you, the Germans are currently sending a lot of troops over this direction. But I don't know what this order is. I'm going to delete this order. And I'm going to tell these guys, come out over here, and these guys come out over here. Cool. I want to make sure that we're going there and going here. We want to stand behind these rivers and in these mountains. That's our goal. So that'll be fine. They're definitely sending troops over. We're not surprised by this. I would also like to immediately begin building land forts out over here, if we have the time. So those would go like here, 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 not here, but in these three locations. We would not prioritize those over what we're building here right now. If we have time, we do that. We're not going to try to push beyond this position that we're taking just yet. Cool. Okay. Do we have anybody going up here? Yes, we do. We have guys coming out over this way. Cool. So they're low supplies. That's for sure. But we want to make sure that we take this position here. Cool. And these guys are... That's fine. That is fine. We want to take this optimally defensible position, ideally. We can make our way here. Hopefully. There will be lots of German troops coming over here. But all we're going to do is we're going to look to take and hold this position. Okay. So they're attacking us here. That's reasonably fine. For the time being, we are going to attempt to construct land forts along here to try to hold this position a little bit better. I believe I queued those up at the bottom. We're going to move those to the top for now, but of course our top priority is on that naval base. Although I don't think building that naval base up will actually help anything at this time. And I want to check the supply map mode. Yeah, it's not great. We're going to bump up our motorization level here. But we need to get as many supplies in here as we can. How are things going navally over here? They're going okay. Well, that's fine. We're going to try to hold this position as best we can. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we will see if this position is more defensible for us. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, JJ Gamer, ALS Gamer, Kentuin, Jens Graham, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.